What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, as you can see, I'm not home. I'm in a hotel room in North Carolina up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Shout out to the Blue Ridge Mountains. And I'm trying to make this thing work. I brought a studio light and everything. But you guys have been sending me a story, and I seen the story, but the way the story, was presented on social media, it was off of somebody else's site. It had watermarks all over it. I didn't really touch it. Well, the media got a hold of the story, right? And the story I'm talking about happened out there in Lake County, Florida. Shout out Lake County. And it's involving 4 young ladies. 3 of them tragically lost their lives in a car accident in which they were drinking and driving after they left the party. None of them were wearing seatbelts, and all of them were thrown from the Jeep vehicle they were in after they missed the curve. Now, as younger people, we all made mistakes. But for some odd reason now, it's this quest for lawlessness that got a lot of young people really getting taken out of here. And it needs to stop. When you get old enough to get your independence, the only person responsible for you is you. And the lone survivor who's recovering in the hospital and not doing too well right now, her name is Mariah Belcher. Hopefully she'll get better. Her mother spoke to the media, and I agree with everything she said. Take a look at this story. This is truly horrifying and tragic at best.
Developing right now in Lake County, Florida Highway Patrol says this video is at the center of their investigation into a deadly crash over the weekend. Troopers claim 4 women were drinking while speeding. 3 of them died. Another is in the hospital tonight in critical condition. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth is live at the hospital in Orlando. And Randy, you spoke to the sole survivor's mother. What did she say?
Yeah, good evening to you, Luann. Spoke with her late this afternoon, and she described her daughter as a fighter, and she is certainly fighting for her life right now. As you mentioned, we have video that has been confirmed by FHP that they are using as part of this investigation. I want to warn viewers that some of this video may not be appropriate for younger viewers. As FHP says, one of the women that you will see in this video is one of the women who was killed. Speeds appearing to top 100 miles per hour. And alcohol passed around the vehicle. Florida Highway Patrol says this video is now part of their investigation into this weekend's deadly crash in Lake County.
In that vehicle, if the video ends up being exactly what our investigators are able to prove, there was a lot of distraction in that car for the driver and for the other passengers.
State troopers say the crash happened early Sunday morning along State Road 19, just south of State Florian Lane. Investigators say the driver failed to negotiate a curve, ran off the road, hit a pole, and flipped several times. They say no one was wearing a seatbelt, and everyone was thrown from the Jeep. 3 people were killed: Kenesha Lewis, Octavia Pugh, and Shakayla Mathis. A 4th passenger, Mariah Belcher, is in the hospital.
My child is here, but it's 3 kids that lost their lives behind this. And I want their family to go through their grieving and not have to worry about my baby.
Mariah's mom says her daughter is still in critical condition but stable. She has a traumatic brain injury, fractured vertebrae in her neck, and suffered a spleen injury.
My whole ride from Alabama, all I could say is my child should live and not die. And she's fighting.
Marcia Knight says her daughter and her friends may have been leaving a party when they allegedly made the post on social media and crashed. She says it's hard watching that video and knowing a night of fun with friends ended like this.
The accountability on my half goes towards my daughter. Because if you knew this person had been drinking, you knew you guys were drinking before, there, after, why? You know what I'm saying? You know better.
FHP says they're still waiting on toxicology reports in this investigation. They also have to compare data from the vehicle to how fast the vehicle was recorded in that video. Investigators are also reminding you to wear your seatbelt. And in a GoFundMe created for Kenesha Lewis, she is described as a mom of 5, and she is remembered as a sweet and loving woman. There was another GoFundMe created for the victim, Octavia Pugh, by her family, and they say they are heartbroken by this. And the entire community is heartbroken. The mayor of Eustis posted on Facebook today that there will be a prayer vigil this weekend on Sunday at 5 o'clock at Carver Park to honor all of these women. Reporting tonight, Randy Hildreth, Fox 35 News.
All right, guys, you just seen that story that's been out since the weekend and made all of these women rest in peace. And hopefully this lady Mariah Belcher makes a recovery, because she's doing bad in the hospital. All that stuff they name, man, it's hard. And you see what her mom said. Mom said, I can only speak about the accountability of my child. You know, you knew you was drunk and then you knew they was driving and whatever. You could have did something. It was up to you. That's why I say it's nobody's job to protect you but you in making bad decisions in life. Now, normally I go off and be like, oh, this is juggernaut behavior, this and that. But this should be a learning lesson to a lot of younger people. And these people are not that young. Kenesha Lewis is 32 years old. Octavia Pugh is 28. Shakayla Matthews, the driver, is 30. And Mariah Belcher, the youngest, is the lone survivor. They should have known better. You know what I'm saying? But then again, everybody's talking about this having good vibes and stuff like that. For some odd reason, when you mix good vibes with a little bit of risque and lawlessness, death can sometimes be the penalty. And it was in this case with these people. That's a grisly sight to run across. A car crashed out with bodies strewn all over the highway. I just seen an accident earlier today where they had to land the helicopter right on the mountain road where we was at. And for 2 hours, I had to sit in traffic and watch people suffer as the EMTs and stuff were screaming on the phone, waiting for the air life flight to come because they had to work on these people. You know what I mean? You never know how long you got on this planet, whether you 9 or 90. You make the most of it. But for some odd reason, man, some people think they're going to be young forever. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to have youthful exuberance. But I mean, come on. At 32 to 26 years old, Kenesha Lewis is the oldest. The driver's 30. Nobody said, hey, we shouldn't get in the car. But then again, I'm more than sure this is something they've done before, and everybody claims that they can hold their liquor until they can't. I feel bad for the parents of these kids. I mean, these women, you know, and I respect what the lady said about her daughter. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully she'll heal and come back from this. You never know when it's your time, but you don't want to dance with death neither and tempt it, because it'll come for everybody. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, it's like all of a sudden, I remember when I was 18 years old, and they used to have this is when 40s was popular, and they used to have a Blue Bull. Remember Blue Bull? What was it, Schlitz smoke liquor or whatever? And they would have them crack the bottle open, and the bull would come in through there and start breaking some stuff up, and everybody be hyping, and they just start dancing and partying. And it clicked in my head. I'm not a drinker. I don't like that feeling, but it's never cool to be. I mean, it's cool to take a drink if that's what you like. But when you get sloppy drunk, you playing music, you oblivious, your senses is off, so on and so forth. Things like that is recipes for disaster. And you got 4 heads in the car and nobody was the voice of reason, and death was the result. That's what's heartbreaking about this. I don't know if these women were mothers. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this right here is as reckless as you can be and as careless you can be as an adult. And it cost them big. See you in the next video. Take care.